So it's been 1 year since I've become a software engineer, and I thought I should make this video so that I can share what I think I've learned in the past year. I think this video is gonna be insightful, so for whoever is interested, please also find the timestamps right here below that you can move around the video as you like. Subscribe first though. So before I tell you this story, I need to take you back in what I was doing the previous year. So the previous year, mid-Feb, I got a job software engineering graduate program. So I was employed as a graduate software engineer. The first 5 months of our graduate program, we had training, which we began with HTML and CSS, the basics, and then we took it to JavaScript, and we did a couple of beginner projects, and then we took it to React, Next.js, and also TypeScript. And then we did C# for backend. We started with RESTful API, ASP.NET Core, and then we did ASP.NET boilerplate. And basically we were trained to be full stack developers. So after our 5 months of training, that's when we got initiated to the client projects. But the journey of the learning phase was quite an interesting one. I can say it was a challenging one because we had to learn all of these languages that I'm telling you in a space of 5 months, which brings me to this one key point that I think people neglect when learning, is a great mentor or someone who is dedicated to teaching you as much as they cannot teach you, but mentoring you and giving you those challenges to say, okay, now you've learned this, now here's a challenge, or someone to keep track of your progress. Actually, I think it plays a major role in the learning phase. Because I think I wouldn't be able to be where I am if it wasn't for my previous mentor, which I think he did a good job. So if he's watching this, he did a good job. So after the 5 months, that's when we started with the client projects, which are the actual project that the company is working on. So I think from there, that's where it became a bit more challenging or a bit more scary, because I mean, you are actually working on a real project now, a real life project. It's no longer your local host, it's no longer your training. Now we got to be familiar with Git, and we got to familiar with how to push code to wherever the test sites or whatsoever. Yes, and with that, it brings me to my first point, which I think I've noticed when we got initiated to the client projects, which is anxiety. Because you will notice that now you feel like everything is moving at a quicker pace or a fast pace, and you're actually not ready. So the worst thing to do is to panic. So you need to have your things planned out, you need to have your days planned out, and then I think you can be able to move at a trackable pace and also avoid making mistakes. So first thing is just plan your days, plan your weeks, and move at a pace and keep track of what you're doing. And then the second thing that I think was also key to learn is being patient and taking one step at a time. So in the process of learning, you will feel this urge of wanting to know everything. Like you feel like, oh, you'll actually see people that you work with, or whether it's gonna be your colleagues, your teammates, or whatsoever, that they are so good, or you see like they understand these complex problems, and they are doing this, they're doing that, and you feel like you don't know anything. And then you'll feel the urge to say, if you are someone like me, you'll feel the urge to say, I want to do this, I want to know this, it's a process. It's actually a process. Even if you can be able to do some of the things they do, it's actually not about just writing code. Your code has to be clean, and it has to be, it's actually an entire process. So just don't put pressure on yourself. Take one step at a time, and that does not mean you should relax also. Like you can just learn at a pace that you think is fine, practice, and you'll be fine. Okay, this is my third point, which I think is a bit of a more general thing that actually happens in almost in every industry. So another thing you want to do is not be jealous. Don't be jealous of your teammates, or don't be jealous of someone who's getting to know things at a bit faster pace than you, or is doing better. because if you do, that's gonna hinder your growth. Because if you are actually jealous of someone now, you will be more distant to them rather than being inspired or trying to befriend them so that you can learn a bit more faster. You can have a friend that can teach you stuff because they understand things at a faster pace, or they are just good at what they are doing or have more experience than you. So what you need to do is just relax and learn from people, because I think that's one of the most important things. Because you are a graduate or you're a junior, you're gonna be learning from seniors more. You're gonna be interacting with people who are just above you, so you need to be comfortable learning from others and interacting with them. This will be my fourth point. I think in your journey, some way, somehow, there will be a point where you are feeling down, where you'll be feeling like you don't know anything. I feel like that's a point that actually almost every developer comes across. So don't put pressure on yourself. Just take it a step at a time. Going back to my advice, just take it a step at a time. I've been doing this for a year now, but to some extent I feel like there's still so much to learn, to criticize myself that I don't know anything, or to like I'm dumb, or just track your progress. You can see that, okay, it's been 5 months I've been programming maybe in React or JavaScript. A couple of months I couldn't do this, but now I can be able to accomplish this. I mean, that's progress, and you can be able to take yourself to the next challenge rather than criticizing yourself. I mean, it is a good thing to criticize yourself from time to time to enforce growth, but just don't put pressure on yourself. Personally, I feel like there's so much more that I've learned in a year that if I had to pack it up into one video, there will be a lot, but I just highlighted the things that I think were much important to note as someone who will be beginning to embark the software engineer journey. So I hope you found this one insightful, and if you enjoyed that video and you would like me to make more of this type of videos, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment down below. And now see you on the next one.